in a lot of places. I moved to Los Angeles from Australia in February of 2015. So I've been here for 4 years. That's why my accent is fading fast. I do want to give a quick disclaimer. I know that throughout my years on my channel, I have how do I even say this? Over the years on my channel, I have shared a bunch of memories. That sounds lame, but it's true. I shared a bunch of memories and fun times with roommates of the past. I've had like a bunch of roommates. I mean, it feels like a lot more, but I guess I've had maybe like 5, 6. So of course I get a lot of comments asking, where are they? What happened? I will say this, living with strangers, because we were strangers when we moved in, living with people that you don't know that well is very hard. I'm not saying that I'm the easiest person to live with, because I'm not. I really like being clean. I'm not an easy person to live with. That is why I live alone now with my 3 cats and my hamster. I just did want to address this before I get into this specific video, because I'm going to be discussing places that I've lived, and you guys know the people that I've lived with, so I didn't want to just like ignore that and then have this whole like, I don't know, it's just, it would be silly of me to be like, that never happened, because you saw it, you watched it, you were there. We're just obviously not as close as what we were when we lived together, but that is obvious. I'm not saying anything that people don't know already, surely. I don't think there's one thing that happened. I feel like what I think happened and what whoever else thinks happened is 2 completely different things, and then the truth is probably in the middle. So, okay, this is actually a really long disclaimer. I just didn't want to brush over that and then have everyone thinking like, oh, what a stupid bullshitter wants to show us her apartments. But what happened? Do you know what I mean? So that is all I have to say about that. Now, I'm gonna jump in to the places that I lived. Hi, everyone. Wait, I mean, it didn't seem like natural enough.
No, that was super fake. Where are we going?
Exactly. We're going to Mexico! I'm kidding. We're going to Vegas.
Where are we going?
Okay, well, this is what...
To the valley.
We're going to the valley. I really need to get over.
Okay, then do it. Okay, let's take a
break. I'm going to take y'all on a tour of all the dumps I've lived in LA.
Fun!
Right? So fun!
Oh my.
So I moved to Los Angeles February 2015 on a J1 visa because I wanted to become a YouTuber. I had like 4,000 subscribers and I was like, oh my god, I love Daily Grace. I do actually have a story time on this particular story because it was nuts. I moved in with this woman from Craigslist. I moved to Studio City, which is in the Valley, and she was crazy. She was crazy. She was a scam artist. I was there in her apartment for a total of 3 days because on the 3rd day, she kicked me out on the street and kept all my money. She picks people who she thinks are illegal immigrants so that they can't go to the police, which I was not. I was on my J1 visa. She kept my $2,000 that I gave her for the deposit and the first month's rent. I sued her in court. The whole story time, I'll put in the iCard. Wherever it is, I don't know. So I would rate this apartment living experience a negative 2,000 out of 10 because that is how much money I lost. Oh yeah, and rent there was $1,050 a month and I paid $950 deposit, and that's where 2,000 came from. So yeah, that was my first living experience. It was really great and it set me up for a fantastic time in the big city. Maybe after she left, they were like, we gotta hike up the security. It's like not so bad.
No, it's an apartment building.
Yeah, my first ever in LA. After that, I moved to Hollywood. This was called, I think it's called a bachelor style apartment because it doesn't really have, it's less than a studio. So a studio has like a full kitchen and all that jazz, but this bachelor apartment did not. Finally, we made it to the big city. All it had was a microwave and a fridge. There was no sink in the kitchen, so I would have to wash my dishes in the bathtub. It was not ideal. Yeah, it didn't have like a stovetop, didn't have an oven. 1825 Cahuenga Boulevard.
It looks like a jail.
That place was haunted. I don't even think that I believe in ghosts or anything like that, but it would like, the lights would turn on in the middle of the night when I was fast asleep. The rent there was, I think, also like $9.50 a month. I lived here for only 3 months. This place I would rate very low. It was haunted, so I would rate this place a 5 out of 10. I was looking for something super affordable. I wanted to live by myself because I had been burned. Yeah, it was fine. It was a bit scary, I guess. This sink situation really was pretty gnarly. It looks like a fucking jail. After that, I moved back to the valley. I moved to Sherman Oaks because it was cheaper. This honestly is not what it looked like when I lived there.
No, it's not.
I think we lived there for like a year and a half. So like from mid 2015 to 2016. May I help you? She's so cute. Hello? We had no money, like no money. My rent was $1,100 a month and I was getting $9 an hour at Mendocino Farms. There was no furniture in the house, like literally nothing. I had an old futon from a friend. People were over all the time, like Alexis and Jack would come over all the time. We'd hang out, and Joe was there too during this era. I think my name is still on this door.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Number
my
9.
God.
I haven't lived here since 2015. This is where I started and ended doing the tiny car series. They really like upgraded this whole area. I think it looks quite nice.
It does look nice now.
It used to be pink outside and there was no like pretty decal or anything like that. We had to call the police a few times because we were living in kind of a dodgy area. There were definitely some moments that we woke up by people like kicking our door and like screaming outside and trying to get in. So that was interesting. So it was 1,100. I would rate it like a 6.5, 7. Do you remember the code?
No. Like, it had a 4 in there, maybe?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I really like what they've done with the place. There's like flowers around.
Remember the Hunty House rules?
Oh my god, Hunty House rules. I fully forgot about that. And remember when we didn't have furniture for like 7 months? So I figured while we're still in the valley, let's go to Aroma. I basically lived there.
How much money you spent here?
I don't want to talk about it.
Thousands of dollars.
Oh, at least. There's a barista who works there. Her name is Tandis, and I thought she was flirting with me for years because she would like write little things on my cups and stuff. And then I was in there like a few weeks ago and she writes on everyone's cups. So and then Megan and I moved in with Shannon and we went back to Hollywood and we lived in a huge house. I definitely wasn't making that much money. Like I definitely couldn't afford it. My rent was $2,000 a month, which was insane. Like it was just not something that I could sustain for all that long. I had some good times, had some really terrible times. Like went through my first big breakup in that house, started smoking weed very heavily in that house, which like I don't recommend. And I lived there for a year, so like most of 2017. I would rate that experience like really low and really high because I feel like I grew a lot. You know, like, which is so beautiful. That's why I got this tattoo, slingshot tattoo, because I had such low lows there that like anything that pulls you back is just gonna propel you forward. Someone showed up at my house one day because they had like found out where we lived, and then that was like a nice little invasion of privacy. Someone knocked at the door, gave me just this envelope with just this little Lego man. I'm like, what does it mean? I'm so scared. They changed, because look, it says 6548 and they changed it to 6. And the stamps haven't been through the system, the postage system. I would rate that experience with all that in mind, I guess like a 5. Because sometimes it was a 10, sometimes it was a 0. Anyway, that's when I lived here.
Just goes to show, riches don't make bitches.
Exactly. And then I moved in with Chris and Andrew. And that was a breath of fresh air because I went from paying $2,000 to paying $1,200. I cannot even tell you how good that felt because I really didn't have a lot of money. And so like $2,000 a month really was just kicking me in the ass. Hi babe, she's back. I think you can tell from like my videos from that time when I had just moved in with them. It's just so much fun. The only thing I will say about that apartment is that it was really dark, lighting wise, like it was really dark. And that just doesn't really make me feel good. You know, like I feel like I'm a gal who needs a lot of light. And I had quit smoking weed, but then I took it up again. So that was like another not great thing that I did for myself. I did end up spending like too much time in my room because I really, as I said before, I really like things being clean. And so like obviously staying in your room all day, like that doesn't make for a good living environment for everyone. Then I decided to move in by myself because I really wanted a cat. Now I have 3. Oh wait, I need to rate that place. I would rate the living experience there like a fucking 7.5. I was having a lot of fun working there. The like energy was super up because the boys were working every single day and that just like really was awesome. Yeah, but now I live alone with my animals. Honestly, my dream is to make a series out of all of this where I actually go inside of my old apartments and like look around and really like share stuff from what happened there. I know I came here as an adult, like I was 21 when I moved here, but I feel like even in these 4 years I've grown up so much more. You don't know anything about yourself until you live on your own. Well, you don't know anything about yourself till you move countries, and let me tell you, it was big. It was a big deal. I can't believe I did it. I'm definitely interested to hear what kind of videos you want me to make, so leave your ideas in the comments below and I will see you in my next video.